Well, welcome to PC24's today's episode. It is an amazing day, Wednesday, middle of the week. For many people, it's kind of a sense of satisfaction that they are nearing the weekend. We have our guest with us today, Mr. Amrit Sura. We'll bring him up on screen very soon with you. And he may have to run off due to his personal commitments. We totally understand that. So, but before I move with my program, I would like to offer my heartfelt congratulations to you if you are celebrating your birthday, your anniversary, enjoying the birth of new one in your family, or you have closed your problem. Christmas is not far now. It is less than it's about 24 days. I just looked up. There's a killer clock ticking up there. Goes down, so we soon will be celebrating Christmas, and I wish each and everyone happy holiday season. Like always, I start my program with a good quote, and today's quote is from a website called Gecko and Fly. And the quote is, place your hand over your heart. Can you feel it? That's called purpose. You are alive for a reason. So don't ever give up. Right? So I don't have to explain this code. This is pretty straightforward. If you think that you have no purpose and you want to end your life, just put your hand here. This is your purpose. God sent you to live on, and you must live on. With that thought, I will quickly check on my guest who is waiting for me in my studio, just making sure I have his name and information correct. And here comes our guest.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
How are you doing today?
I'm very good. I did get a slight anxiousness a while ago, and I felt my chest thumping. I could feel it. I panicked, quickly showered, put on things, and now I'm stable.
So here's a quick thing that will work often if you're anxious. Best thing to do immediately, okay, is lay down flat and raise your legs onto a platform. Keep that blood flow back in, circulating through the lungs and the heart and all such.
Yeah, I was very
So,
scared. I was very scared in the shower, and I could
mhm,
feel my heart, thumping against my chest. And I
okay.
said, not now, not in the washroom. So I still showered, came out, put on things, and then by the time I settled down here, I started feeling better. I don't know why it's happening. I just booked my appointment with my doctor. So, anyways, the life goes on, right? That's okay. It's a part of the game.
Part
We
of
are
the
here
game.
today. We may not be here tomorrow. So let's enjoy today and move on. So I know you
We're
got
here.
snow today.
We got snowfall last night, and then and the reason why I might have to just jump off for a few minutes is because
Hmm.
obviously because we have the commercial building and the
Hmm.
tenants require access, and we have to provide safe access for their
Yeah.
clients. So one thing you also have to notice as a homeowner, you
Hmm.
are also responsible for your driveway cleaning and in front of the driveway to make sure it's safe for people to come through.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
don't you don't want
Absolutely.
slips and falls, right? I mean, at the end of the day, nobody wants to see anyone fall. It's just keeping things safe, right? I mean, nobody really wants to get hurt. I remember one story, if you don't mind me telling you this. I was
Sure, go ahead.
quite a young man in BC, and then I used to go jogging early in the morning.
Uh-huh.
And one morning it froze over, so I was still jogging to the end of the road, and
Okay.
that's where I used to turn. I tried to turn and I slipped and I
Oh,
fell and thump, and then I heard some people laughing through the window.
That happens. It
Yeah.
does happen. It's nothing. I totally agree with what you're saying. I have been through
Mhm.
this many times.
Oh my God.
So now I
Yeah.
walk very carefully where I'm putting my foot. I really have to be
Yeah.
careful. Otherwise, my children actually branded me as someone who always falls every season. So I said, no, I will
Wow.
put a stop to it.
Absolutely. So onto things that have moved forward here. Now, creating something out of nothing. The new premier of British
Mhm.
Columbia, um, Mr. Eby, has come out with a system which takes existing stratified homes and brings them to the market. How did he do that? He turned around and he said they're going to remove age restrictions
Okay,
except for 55 plus, and then also remove rental restrictions,
okay.
therein enabling additional product for the market. Now, the results are yet to be seen,
Mhm.
but you know, they're determined to make a massive change quickly, and it's happened in the last within the last week um, on November 28th. The BC Financial Services Authority stated that now the amendments to the SPA, including repealing the requirement of owner developer to file a rental disclosure form to explain the strata rental rights. So
Mhm.
basically, they're banning strata rental restriction bylaw and limiting age restriction bylaw in strata housing so that only permitted age restriction is 55 and over. And
So when you say permitted age is 65 or over, what does that exactly mean?
55 plus and over. So only people that are 55 years and above in age can live in that community,
Oh,
right? So the current homes are structured in a way age restricted 19 plus, age restricted 35 plus, uh, or age restricted 45 plus, and age restricted 55 plus.
and this is the
So
new legislation.
that was the previous legislation. What David Eby has done is he's removed everything except 55 plus. So thereby bringing opportunities to young families to be able to live in a 45 plus community or a 35 plus community, because in the past there were age restrictions within some communities, which was
Mm,
narrowing down the search for newly married couples who are first time home buyers with a little
mhm.
baby, right?
I never heard
So
this kind of thing before. Is this only in BC?
it is in BC, and it's now redundant. So at the end of the day, I think he's going to make an impact and a name for himself. Um, and one of the things, obviously, with people doing what they do,
Mhm.
when they come into ultimately the power that is, they want to make a change which is significant enough so their name lives on, right? So he's making an impact in a certain way to bring product to the market. Now, I remember having one of these conversations with a client of mine in North Vancouver, and
Mhm.
he said it would never happen. And here it is. It's happening in front of us, right? So I think also what they're going to do is try and implement a strategy to bring um, more higher density to single family homes.
Mhm.
Instead of one single family home, maybe you can have a rental suite downstairs and a coach house as well if the land is large enough, right?
Mhm.
So things like that are happening at the moment. So I believe fully that there will be a transitional period. I think at least into the new year, we'll start seeing some results of this, right?
So
Because a
basically, he
lot of
has
people,
removed all age restrictions except that for 55 plus people.
exactly.
So
exactly.
anyone can live in those areas. Otherwise, how was it? It is kind of blows my mind away. I'm just trying to learn how it was working. If I have a father which is absolutely 55 or plus, do I kick him out of my house? That hey, you go, you can't live in this community anymore. Go to your community.
No, so the age for the people that are 55 plus, it doesn't matter. They can live with anyone. I mean, because they're 55 plus, but only communities which are 55 plus
Mhm.
will allow people that are 55 plus to
Oh, so
live there.
community only. So anyone can live anywhere, but when you have to go to a certain community, it's like cooperatives or some buildings which, you know, tell you that only this age criteria will be entertained.
Yeah, the bylaws, exactly.
The bylaws, exactly. Yeah, yeah, you're right. So that's what
Yeah.
was okay. So now the only that restriction stays. All other have been taken out,
And the
which
rental
is
restrictions as well have
okay.
been
And people
removed.
are liking it.
It's yet to be seen. It's just really very, very young. 2 or 3 days they've announced it's come into pass. So
Uh-huh.
at the end of the day, I think um, the results are yet to be seen. I mean, it's people who are living in those kind of communities.
Hmm.
Obviously, they're holding urgent SGMs in order to get things understood, right? So,
Yeah.
but whatever happens is going to be creating some impact, which might mean that there's going to be more availability of homes for newcomers to Canada who
Hmm.
are in their 30s with a child,
Yeah.
because some of the sites that we send to our potential clients,
Hmm.
they end up just saying, I want a 2 bedroom apartment in this city, and then everything that's a 2 bedroom apartment comes to their emails and they look through.
Yeah.
But on the back end, we know the rules of that community,
Hmm.
and say, okay, well, you can't look at this because it actually had a 45 plus age
Restriction.
restriction. So now it's opened things up. I think it might make a relatively positive impact, and hopefully it won't encourage you know inflated bidding.
Yeah, that's something to be seen.
Yeah.
Couple things always come up with some pros, some cons. It is never a perfect world, never a perfect setting. We all have to adapt to those changes, and I hope people like it. And this premier has done something great. David Evie was the name.
Yeah. EBY.
EVY. Well, three-letter
E,
word. That's cool.
yeah. So
What else is
there's an
going
old
on
saying.
about the housing market in your marketplace?
So obviously we're seeing significantly, an uptake in people who want to secure their purchase before the new announcement.
Mm-hmm.
So there has been an increase in the number of properties which have sold within the Fraser Valley area
Mm-hmm.
since the last month.
Okay.
You know, which is a positive sign. I think at the end of the day, we're not in a bad position. It's certainly yet to be seen on. Let's pull up the sales. Um, so I mean, definitely less than last year.
Okay.
We're at minus 58.5% in the month of October, as
Mm-hmm.
opposed to the month of October last year was 698 properties. This year was
698.
209.
Last October 2021.
Yeah, and this October 2022 was 290 properties. So the
What a
results are
drop,
yet
eh?
to be.
What a drop in available homes.
Absolutely. I mean,
It's
those
more
that are
than
selling,
400 houses which is short on market the same month.
yeah, that's the
Things are
number
going
of
to pull
sales.
up. Like in Ontario, they have passed Bills 23. This is a part
Yes.
of more homes built faster, and they stripped municipalities, the seven major regional municipalities of huge powers. So this is going to be, very controversial situation. The seven regional municipalities whose power were taken were Simcoe, Durham, Halton, Peel, where I live, Niagara, Waterloo, and York. That means minister can override any decision made by these regional municipalities.
Hmm.
And they are trying to get away with some development charges, exemption. So they are increasing the exemption amount for the builders so they can be incentivized to build more houses there. So they are giving them big breaks on development charges. And now city is going to lose tons of revenue. And that revenue, which was used for infrastructure, providing services, no, they still need that kind of money. When with this bill has been passed, I think it's still awaiting royal assent or consent, whatever it is. So now,
Percent.
when this gets that royal consent or assent, whatever terminology is, sorry, I sometimes get
It is
confused
a
with the
cent.
words. So then these municipalities stand to lose a lot of money. Mississauga estimates it is going to be $885 million in 10 years. Eight, close to
Yeah.
9 million every year.
Yeah, but
It's
question for
more,
you.
88 million, right?
Well, yeah, question for you though. Was were then the prices that the city was charging, were they not inflated prices?
For what?
So they're saying they're going to lose 885 million. They're going to do the same amount of work, right? But were they originally overcharging in the first place?
No, well, I cannot comment on that, how they were charging
Mm.
and where the dollar was being spent. But the city report it just cited that due to Bill 23, they're going to lose $885 million, I guess, which is mostly in development charges. When builder make houses, they pay development charges to the city, and the city uses them for infrastructure or providing services such as transit or build this or build that thing, right? So their budget will stay the same. It's just like me and
Hmm.
you. If we don't make money, our expenses stay constant. We still spend
Right.
on CRM, we still spend on website, we still spend on marketing, we still spend on office expenses. Nothing changes. So city will have same scenario. They will be spending, their budgets are approved, things are there, which they have to pay. And now the question is, who will foot the bill? So right now, it is the residents. The resident may
Hmm.
see their property taxes rise as much as 80%. And that's going to create, devastation. People will start moving out of these areas, try to find some houses where they don't have to pay that kind of property taxes. So this is a
Hmm.
big game going on. It's a political, attack on municipalities,
Right.
right? So let's see, like,
Exactly.
we are too small to comment or analyze these things, but right now we are just reporting what municipalities are saying in their news letters or their reportings online that they are going to lose significant amount, and that amount has to come now from the residents. Otherwise, there will be cuts on services. It could be health, it could be transit, it could be anything, sports or events. So they have to compensate. Doesn't seem like a good scenario, anyways.
Yeah.
while
I
the
mean,
province
in
is trying to
preparation.
build more houses, and there is no guarantee that the homes will actually be affordable.
Hmm. Yeah, I think the question at the end of the day would be, okay, they're going to facilitate the additional housing, right? In order to be able to house newcomers, or people that are ready to purchase. Now, the newcomers certainly will make a good contribution because they then become taxpayers, right? So the theoretically the equation might work out fairly well, because at the end of the day, um, there's going to be more people like yourself and me arriving to Canada to call it home. So the reason why borders get open is because it's a cash cow. The cash cow is that individual person who's going to become a tax collector for the government of Canada.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, I think you know a saying that we have in Africa is, how do you eat an elephant?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know.
One bite at a time,
One bite at a
right?
time. You're right.
So the approach, although it seems a little bit absurd, uh, you just have to tackle each problem as and when it comes. Look at what David Eby did, right?
Mm-hmm.
He created he created more opportunity out of existing product which was there
Mm-hmm.
but unavailable to criteria of age restrictions or investors who couldn't buy because it was not rentable.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's just created opportunity and product to the market, right? So he's taking what's available and using it to leverage it, right? And
Yeah.
then along, how quickly can you impose to municipalities to get the plans and permits through quicker? Uh, you can only do so much work because there's only a certain amount of hours in a day for plan checkers or the engineering department to look at the plans. So if they ease the pressure with what's currently there, they can then tackle the bigger stuff where, okay, the municipality is going to open up this amount of land for you to develop on.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it is a positive thing. Now, just to make sure that we're on the same page, active listings last October was 191 in
Okay.
Abbotsford. This year October is 353. So it's increased in the number of listings.
Oh, I see.
There's more properties out there. So
Because
what
they're
we're
not selling as much.
they're not selling quickly, right?
Yeah.
So they're staying on the market longer. Now, if we look at a historic trend, and compare ourselves to uh, the activity over. So if we look at 353 active, let's say the sales, sales 53 sales in the month of October
Mm-hmm.
in 2022. We have the same stat, April 2020. We have the
Only
same stat
53 sold listings?
in Abbotsford only. I'm only talking about Abbotsford.
Okay.
December 2016, 44 were sold in Abbotsford. So the it's always been a consistent up and down trend, and now there seems to be an upward move. So September 2022, 39.
Mm-hmm.
October 2022, 53 sold listings in Abbotsford. So we're looking at the chart moving upwards now.
Oh, I see.
Does it mean it's going to continue going up? Maybe it'll dip down a little bit because of Christmas. You know, people are going to see Santa at the shopping malls. People are, going to go shop and make sure things are ready for Christmas. So at the end of the day, we've got to know that everything in life, everything in the economy is also very cyclical. So
Yes.
cycles happen, and we're not far off from the typical cycles that have happened in the past. It's just been a continuity of the different trajectories. I mean, if I add another area, for example, just adding the Fraser Valley region as a comparison
Hmm.
of a whole, 860 listings in the Fraser Valley were sold in October.
This year.
September, yes. So this year, 844 was sold in September
Okay.
total in the Fraser Valley. So 16 additional listings in 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 1 month were sold. Now, similar patterns were happening in April 2020
Hmm.
and January 2019. So, and then, as you know, when more and more people come to Canada to migrate or moving from province to province,
Yeah.
we start seeing an uptake in people purchasing, making their commitments. Because as Canadians, I believe fully that more people have had the ability to put away some money as well, saving and making sure they're ready for the future.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, but I couldn't save any money. Can't say anything about you, but for me, it's like,
So there's another saying in Swahili:
okay,
"Kid-
what's
ki-
that?
kidogo kidogo nejazi kebaba."
Kidogo Ginezaji?
That nejazi kebaba.
Okay.
So
And that is?
what that means is a little bit at a time fills the pot. A little bit at a time fills the pot.
Yeah. ਉਹ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ
Okay?
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਬੂੰਦ ਬੂੰਦ ਸੇ ਸਾਗਰ ਭਰੇ.
Bun
It's the
bun se
same
sagar
thing.
bhare.
Boond boond say you can fill the sea, right? Or river.
Mhm. Yeah,
So fantastic, fabulous idea. So here in the region of Peel, we have 39 sales for row houses, averaging $875,000. We have detached homes averaging $1.2 million, and there are 134 sales this month. Throughout the year, 3,186. Semis, they sold about 52 houses, 918,000 on an average price. And then the next sale was for the condo apartments, close to $550,000. Most condos sold in the range of 527,000. This is for Brampton, city of Brampton. And when you talk about city of Mississauga, the house prices are slightly higher than that of Brampton. So row houses are selling on an average for over $1 million now. 11 houses sold, and the detached houses are selling for an average of $1,463,000. 159 homes sold in this month, and semis sold 43 houses, averaging $979,000, and condo apartments selling for close to $600,000 on an average. Remax has given its outlook for the 2023, and it is estimated Mississauga and Brampton will be up by 8%. This is where we stand. And if I show you the benchmark report, this is where it is. Give me 1 second. So if you look at this, this is all about Toronto Regional Real Estate Board's housing price index report, and benchmark price is $1,068,300. 1 month the price went down by 0.7%, 69.7%. 3 months went more than 5.5%, it's 588, close to 6%. And 6 month drop in prices over in this market is close to 19.22%. This is all the listings under Toronto Regional Real Estate Board. The data is right in front of us. So these municipalities, Toronto, they then separated them. But then this is West Toronto, which is Etobicoke, starts with the letter W, W5, 4. W8 is majorly dominatingly Etobicoke, 8, 9, and 10. So 10 is just next to me, like it is 5 minutes away from me. Average price, as per housing price index benchmark, is $1,241,000. I will say $1,242,000 right here, right? Oh, here it is.
Mhm.
And then benchmark index is 315. So drop is 1.87 for 1 month. For 3 months is 0.22%. For 6 months, drop is 14.36%. And for 1 year, the drop is 7.4%. 3 year growth is 30.43%. This is Etobicoke. And if you keep sliding down, you will come to Brampton, where benchmark price is now 951,200. And then this is the benchmark, the HPI index, 1.78 1 month drop, 6.802, sorry, 3 months drop. This is 6 months drop, 22.85. Over 3 year, 3.88. And then growth over the last 3 years is 38%, more or less. This is Brampton. And if you look at Mississauga, you see the benchmark price for Mississauga is higher than Brampton. Index is higher, drop is 0.29. The drop in Brampton was 1.78 for 1 month. 6.8 for 3 months, but we have 10.6 for 3 months, more than Brampton. 20.24% drop in 6 months. Brampton was 22.85%. And then 1 year, 3.88. Over 3 year growth in Mississauga was 32.7, lesser than that of Brampton. So more people, Punjabi community actually dominates city of Brampton. So this is the data from Toronto Regional Real Estate Board presented as is. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back again. Are you looking for a reliable legal office that can handle your closing in the most effective manner? If yes, please get in touch with Rakesh Joshi at 416-213-8600. Joshi Law Office provides all the legal advices about real estate law, business law, immigration laws, notarization and affidavits, wills and trust. Give them a call today, 416-213-8600. Are you looking for reliable immigration services? If yes, contact Sukhi Paul at 647-296-4575 or office phone number 905-790-8877. They are located at 219-220 at 7956 Torban Road. It's right at the intersection of Torban Road and Steeles Avenue West. Contact them for all kind of visa services. Are you the breadwinner for your family? Have you ever considered if something were to happen to you, what would happen to your wife, to your children, to your parents? If not, this is the time to call Kamaljeet Bhola at 647-772-1481. She is an amazing insurance advisor working with Beyond Care insurance solutions in Brampton, Ontario. Find out what best you can do your family while you can. Do not put this thing off till tomorrow. This could be very, very critical for your family's future. Are you planning to change your career? Well, let me tell you this. You are thinking very right. To change your career and become a top quality insurance advisor, call Sarabjit Ludar at 416-879-3039. She also provides services in life insurance, long-term insurance, travel insurance, critical and disability insurance. Trust me, this is a great profession and everyone needs insurance. So what are you waiting for? Give Sarabjit Ludar a call today at 416-879-3039. Are you looking to buy or sell your home or any commercial real estate? If yes, call me today at 647-333-2273 or 647-328-3279. I provide services in real estate and mortgages. I am mortgage broker with Akal Mortgages Inc., where when we say yes, we stand behind our promise. Reach out to me today. Do you want to shop right without burning your pockets? If yes, please visit Monisha Discount Warehouse at 377 Burnhamthorpe Road, East Mississauga, Ontario. They are the best. They have all kind of Indian, Pakistani and other local stuff that you can buy at literally throwaway prices. Contact them at 905-361-0773. Monisha Discount Warehouse. D.P. Jain is a well-known name in the fields of accounting. You can contact him today at his cell number 416-305-0080 or his office number 905-790-9327. Once you start working with him, you will never want to leave him. He is 5-star professional. Call him today. D.P. Jain Professional Corporation. PC24 RETV is heard over so many different channels. If you want to promote your business for free, call me at 647-333-2273. You can also send your artwork to contact@paulcheema.com. We are here to be partners in your business success. 647-333-2273. Welcome to PC24 RTV's remainder episode of today, which is Wednesday. Amazing day. Our guest will be with us very soon. He has just gone out because it snowed in BC. And the snow was very much. It was a very heavy snow, as I can see. You might have seen some videos on TikTok and you will say, oh wow, that's cool. We are expecting snow, and the snow went all the way to BC this time. BC, which is supposed to be, sunny areas, nice greenery, even in extreme snowstorms. In Ontario, when I visited BC, oh, that was doing fabulous sunshine. I could actually feel that. So I called my family when I got off the airplane, and I said, hey, this is sunny here, and my wife said, oh, there is a knee-deep snow here in Ontario, in Mississauga specifically, where I live. So guys, HSBC, the bank, is for sale. If you want to buy it, it's time for you to bid on it. The RBC already made a bid on it for $13.5 billion. It is a better purchase considering it's not Twitter. Twitter was 44 point something billion dollars. And this is much cheaper. So I think Elon Musk should have bought bank rather than putting money in Twitter to make some noise there. So once this acquisition, if RBC gets it, is completed, so the RBC, which is already the biggest bank in Canada, It will have 1,200 branches, 1.8 trillion in assets, and it will acquire HSBC's 130 branches and 134 billion in assets. So right now it has 1,200 branches, 1.8 trillion in assets. Do you ever wonder where these assets come from? Your money, bank used, bought asset while you are still paying the payments. Have you thought about investing your money somewhere? If not, then maybe this is the time to do that. So investing in the right, you know, investments is always a great option. So try that today, and maybe you will understand how you can make assets. So now, with this purchase, HSBC's 130 branches and 134 billion assets will be acquired by RBC. And right now, HSBC is the seventh largest bank in Canada. So on Tuesday, which is yesterday, RBC CEO Dave McKay called the deal a unique and once in a generation opportunity to leverage all the investments we have already made in building a world class retail and commercial bank in Canada. In the bank's announcement, McKay outlined some of the benefits the acquisition would achieve, including the opportunity to add a complementary business and client base in the market we know best. The deal is still subject to regulatory approvals, so probably it will close by end of 2023 after all the approvals such as the Office of Superintendent of Financial Institutions approval. Canada's banking regulator will administer the application process and provide a recommendation to the Minister of Finance according to a statement from the Department of Finance. Then the Competition Bureau will also review the transaction under the Competition Act. Under the Bank Act, all acquisition and amalgamations in Canada's banking sector are subject to approval by the Minister of Finance, who must take into account all matters she considers relevant. So this is a statement. This is going to be another thing. Let us ask our guest if we would like to purchase HSBC Bank.
Great. Yeah. So new announcement there, hey? So
Yeah.
basically, um, yeah, I reached out to one of the guys I know at RBC, and I asked him, "What's that going to mean for the normal person?"
Mhm.
So basically, it's going to be one less choice for consumers, but
Yes.
the integration, they'll need to really understand what the integration plan is to
Mhm.
understand more, right? So at the end of the day, um, you're taking a big chunk of what was originally available and acquiring that. So
Mhm.
will it benefit the consumer in the long run? I think at the end of the day, the banks uh, mandates are always to make money, um, and how do they make money is to make products available, right?
Yes.
And RBC being the way they are, they have different programs in order to sort of implement strategies for borrowing. Although the requirements are a little bit stringent in some
Mhm.
cases, but they are able to take a business to the next level. They're able
I
to
kind of
take,
like
uh,
RBC Bank. I never have any issue with them. I am not that
right.
fan of CIBC. I don't know because of colors or its logo or poor customer service. I have experienced some bad instances. Your money, your deposited check, and then this goes on hold for 4 or 5 days. I
Yeah.
deposited a very big check, and I had to fight with. I said, no, I cannot let you keep my money for 5 days under hold. I want it released
Mhm.
immediately. Who is a personal finance advisor to educate me or tell me that this is okay? I want my money right away, available right now. Why should you guys earn interest while I don't? So I had a big fight with
Yeah.
them, and they released my funds within 24 hours.
Well, hey, there's another saying, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, right? So if we all,
So I was a
if we
squeaky
all
wheel
just,
there.
yeah, if we all just lie down, we're gonna get taken advantage of. So at the end of the day,
Always.
you have to
And
make,
there are so many people who are taken for granted. So now they are saying what will happen to the HSBC mortgages. HSBC was always undercutting the major banks, like offering rates which none else offered. Once they gave 0.99% mortgage rates, and
hmm
people came asking us, hey, why don't you give us that kind of rate? I say, well, we don't know. You go talk to HSBC. It went on. It was a frenzy. I got many people text me saying HSBC is 0.9%. I say, okay, go there. No, RBC is not open to the mortgage broker.
no,
HSBC recently signed a deal with the Dominion Lending Center that they can run their deals through them. So let's see what happens, because those are dynamics they have to be fixed up before the merger takes place in 2023. It's a big thing, right? $13.5 billion bid for HSBC Canada.
right. And if you look at the numbers overall, and if you look at Western Canada's numbers, that is a quarter. I think it's about the quarter of the money that they lend out.
Yeah, and don't you think this was a much better deal than acquiring Twitter?
Yeah. Well, hey, I mean, when you're playing in those kind of realms, there's going to be all sorts of opportunity, right? So,
Yeah, I'm posting on my social media as we speak. Isn't this a better opportunity than buying Twitter?
hmm. did you end up subscribing to Twitter?
No, I don't have to. I
Hmm.
really don't care if they close my account. Who cares? I am not there too much, so it works okay with.
Right.
We are not on Twitter much, and Twitter has never given us any benefit, so I will rather let it go. But you don't have to. It's not mandatory, I guess. It's only if you want to be trusted, then you should have that
Yeah.
little blue check mark after your name. So many media companies, big houses, they have it. I think President Trump must have it there.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So this is one thing that I'm looking at, and economics. The thing is that's already down the drain right now. We are struggling. We are looking at the recession right now. We are there very soon. December 7 is only 7 days away when the Bank of Canada announces its key policy rate. I expect it to be 25 basis point, but many lending institutions or financial institutions, their economists are projecting that it may be 50 basis point, with the inflation still on the higher side, may go up to double digit. The inflation expectations are very high among people, and how Bank of Canada sees that, it follows the social medias and all those things, and what people talk about inflation, how much fear they have got in their mind, and then they try to kill that fear by raising interest rates. So people should think, oh, it's coming down now, it's coming down now. It's a what
hmm
you call hide and seek, or mouse. What was the character Disneyland? uh,
Cat and mouse
Jerry,
game.
Jill and
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry game. So that's
Yeah.
kind of Tom and Jerry game. And let's see who wins there. Market data is still going down, as I just shared information how the things are moving. And we are looking for more taxes by the cities. Every city is crying. I was looking at city of Waterloo. They are crying foul that Ford didn't do the right thing. The bill shouldn't have been passed. No, it has been passed. Its effect will be seen on house prices because when the taxes go high, house values drop. Regardless of what Remax says, the house values will tumble down, whatever the market, because people won't like to live there. I may not like to live here if the things keep going up. Will you live in a high property tax area, Amrit?
It really depends. I mean, depends on the what benefits there are in the long run, right?
Well, I don't know what benefit you're looking at except putting the bill for many services that you may not even require. At the
Hmm.
same time, Scotia Bank says its clients are in a very good shape as far as variable mortgage is concerned. It says they are okay. The strength of its variable rate mortgage portfolio is great, says Scotia Bank, despite the higher costs faced by borrowers due to rising interest rates. So these comments were made during the bank's fourth quarter earning call on Tuesday, yesterday, in which Scotia reported a 20% year-over-year drop in net income, but also an 11% increase in mortgage volumes. So mortgage volume keeps going up because people need houses. Of Scotia's $302 billion mortgage portfolio, 112 billion worth, which is 37%, has a variable rate. The bank is also the largest mortgage lender to offer adjustable rate mortgages, which are variable rate mortgages with payments that fluctuate as prime rate rises or falls. Because of this, the bank's variable rate clients do not have to worry about hitting their trigger rate since their payments are regularly adjusted to cover the higher interest cost. So trigger rate is only affecting those mortgages where they have fixed payment, variable mortgage rates. The payment block stays the same. It's only how much is interest and how much is principal. So, but when they
Hmm.
go beyond the trigger rate, that when the mortgage payment only cover interest or part of it, the bank can enhance the payment. This is when they see trigger rate is coming. And some banks are allowing negative amortization. That means, so now because the fixed payment portion is not covering or not contributing towards the principal component, so it's going in a negative state. Like you are seeing banks adding more and more principal on your mortgage. So if it was, let's say, $100 mortgage remaining today with negative amortization, it could be $110, $120, $130. They will keep doing it till the value doesn't go higher. Loan to uh, value doesn't go higher than 80% or 70%. They may have a cutoff threshold somewhere. So this is how those things will keep adjusting. But your payments will keep rising as well. So now we believe strongly that a variable rate mortgage should have a payment that varies. This is the statement from Group Head of Canadian Banking, Dan Rees. We are not seeing credit pressure in that category during quarter four. Full stop. He added that the banks having a lot of conversation about cash flow management with its clients, but that overall the creditworthiness of its variable rate customers is higher compared to their fixed rate counterpart. So this is what is a good news for those people who have rate, fluctuating variable rate mortgages. Do you like variable mortgage, Amrit? or are you for fixed?
So I think at the end of the day, the from how things were going previously, the variable rates would have been probably a better option for consumers in the first instance, as opposed to getting
Earlier,
fixed
earlier, yeah,
earlier.
yeah,
Now it's impacting quite substantially because an additional anywhere between $250 to $500 a month is going to definitely have to tighten the shoestrings for the people. They're going to maybe not take a holiday. They're maybe going to not do the home renovations required because that rainy day fund is going to be used to make sure that the payments of the house are made.
yes,
People are going to have to be in a scenario, maybe I should rent out a room or
yes,
rent out the basement, and make sure I can make the payments. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, it really depends on your current circumstances, right? I mean,
yeah, absolutely,
if you were over leveraged last year, I think you'll be feeling the impact, by September
yeah,
of next year. I don't know how you see it on that side, but some of the people locally here, they've said, well, we've bought some investment properties, but we're only covered until 6 months. We have 6 months of payments at the present time. It really depends on where where, where things go. Hopefully, the impact of the increased interest rates will, uh, you know, shift the inflation rate downward.
hmm,
Um, uh, but again, I think this is Tiff Macklem's first year, and he's making a statement himself. He's in charge, and he's dictating the terms to the public and saying, well, you're not on Santa's nice list. You're on Santa's naughty list. Whereas the the indication of last year's trend was they put those policies in place, which became a little bit uh, overinflated for some people. I mean, they were making commitments which at lower rates they were making commitments to far too many things,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's true. And the good news here is, as per Remax Housing Outlook for 2023, they have given some Canadian consumer trends, and it says 73% of Canadians believe homeownership is the best long-term investment they can make. This is up from 49% last year, and
Hmm.
84% and more affluent households are more likely to agree that the home ownership is the best investment. 50% of Canadians are aware of home price forecast. 51% of them said varying forecast make them more confused or worried. That's true. This is already there. And 60% of Canadians surveyed said they currently own their home. 17% of Canadians do not currently own a home but expect to in the future. And 4% of the Canadians do not own their home and never plan to own one. This is a good one. We don't want a house. That's it, period. We don't care. So, national average price expected to decrease 3.3% as per Remax housing market for 2023. 55% of region likely to shift to a balanced or a buyer's market, and sales expected to increase in 34% of market analyzed, which is cool. So let us see how things shift in the market. It's time we have to call it a day, Mr. Sura. Would you like to say
Hmm.
closing remarks?
So, closing remarks. I think at the end of the day, people just got to be well prepared and engage in the festivities, and don't let the possibility of um, being put under stress uh, uh, overwhelm you, so you don't enjoy your life. We've only got one life, so let's encourage it in a positive way. So there'll be a upward trajectory, moving onward and upward next year. So don't get too overwhelmed by the economic crisis at the present time.
Thank you very much, Amrit. That's so nice of you. Festivity shouldn't stop. You should enjoy the festival because this comes only once in a year, and Christmas is a huge event for Canadians. Before I close, I would like to offer deepest condolences to the families of those who have lost a beloved one today. May he or she or they or them rest in peace, and you get strength, get over this big vacuum in your life. Enjoy the legacy they left behind, and we have to continue living. We can't stop it. We love ourselves so much. So emotions are there. It's not easy to detach ourselves from someone who just left us. It is a very hard journey, but something brave people always do. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Thursday tomorrow. So our show is 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. Then from Friday, Saturday, we'll see you at 10:30 to 11:30. Thank you very much. Enjoy your day.